the front row there near the former president. Erin, first of all, are you okay? How are you feeling?
I'm okay. I was in the first row. I was directly in front of Trump, my seat. I was looking him in the eye. We heard the pops, maybe 3 minutes into the rally, 3 to 4 minutes. I heard 4 pops, pop, pop, pop. The 4 Secret Service immediately jumped on the stage, and we saw him push President Trump to the ground. Then the gentlemen that have the guns came up to start clear right, clear left. They said, get him up. So they lifted him up, and Trump said, I got to get my shoes on first.
Did his shoes come off?
His shoes must have, we couldn't see it underneath that, but his shoes must have come off when they dropped him down to the ground. First thing he said, we could all hear it. I have to get my shoes on first. And when he stood up, I'm looking at him forward, I see the red teardrop right here of blood, fresh red blood, just a little tear. Then when they got him up and they turned him, I could see the blood from the top of the ear to the bottom. Wasn't gushing, but it was covered. And then he put the fist bump up, stay strong, and they walked him off.
Erin, what was going through your mind? What did you think when you first heard those sounds?
I thought this would do what you just said. I thought it was fireworks, 4th of July. It's been pop, pop, pop. That's what it sounded like. The gentleman behind me, I was one seat, he was to the right of me. He could see the sharpshooter behind Trump. He said the sharpshooter shot to the left. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here. Now, when I called my husband at home, who's watching TV, he said, I thought Trump hurt his ear when he went to the ground. But he said, no, on TV they showed before Trump hit the ground, the ear was bleeding. So that sharpshooter went across, Trump turned his head, his ear must have been nipped, and it killed somebody in the stands over to the left.
Could you see anyone injured besides the blood on the former president?
All I saw was the gentleman from Beaver County who spoke earlier in the day. He was running for the State House Representative, Elmore, I know his name. He had a white shirt on, and I saw him come from that left stands where the people were mostly shot. I think there was several. They said 3 medevacs left here. Blood was down the right side of his. He wasn't shot, but you could see that he was next to somebody who must have been bleeding profusely because he either helped them and ran, rubbed against them or tried to get them help or something. It was covered. So I knew that he was near somebody. That was my first indication that somebody was actually shot when I saw his blood on his shirt.
Erin, when did you realize that, hey, this might not be fireworks, this might be something else?
When they got Trump down on the ground.
This is crazy. We are at war, guys. That's why I put on my dog tags. We are at war. This country used to be a great nation. It's Manny Brandon back with Manny's Fitness Fortress, the citadel of power. Guys, we are at war. We're at war. I'm doing an impromptu video, guys. Donald Trump has just been shot. I was just actually editing some content for another video, and I'm like, as soon as I saw and heard this, I'm like, wow. They're Democratic right on the eve of the National Convention. This man was in the middle of his speech talking about the degradation of what's happened to this country under Biden's leadership. And about 2 to 3 shots went off. These idiots, about 5 minutes ago, are trying to say, after acknowledging that bullets caused the wounds on his face and the blood, they're trying to say it's possible that this could have been caused by him trying to break his fall. All that blood. First of all, the man went down on his knees. This is crazy. They're saying he will survive. He actually walked off the stage with his fist pumped. This was at a rally in Pennsylvania that Trump was at. He was going on, all week during his tour, talking about the abominable performance that Biden gave at his, the press conference, and like it was ridiculous. The whole country's talking about it, about the campaign and how he can't speak and he's not really cognitive. And these guys are trying to spin this already to say that it wasn't a bullet. It might have been him breaking his fall. 3 shots went off, and this man, Donald Trump, went on a series of factual accusations about this man's leadership, Joe Biden, what this country is going through under this man's leadership. And in the middle of his speech, 3 shots went off. This is crazy. We are at war, guys. That's why I put on my dog tags. We are at war. This country used to be a great nation, and we got to get back to that. We're going through 3 types of wars. We're going through a spiritual war, okay? It's a mental war, and also, obviously, a political war. Now, before I get into this article, this false felony conviction, they've dragged us out since this man came out of his term, and when he started running, when he first threw his hat back in the bullpen to start running again, that's when they dug up all this, hooker stuff and this exotic dancer and porn star stuff, and then they started going to his house looking for documents because they did not want this man to win. They already knew the popularity of Donald Trump. And if you guys are, trying to guess where I'm leading towards, they don't want this man to win. You think it's that ironic that 3 shots went off? They were headshots. So they wasn't trying to miss. Nobody was going for the heart or the shoulder or the arm. They were headshots. Shout out to Melanie King. I first got wind of this on her channel. I was scrolling. They were headshots. So we're going to see what finalizes with the investigation, but I don't trust anything on the media. I know they're going to find a way to spin this. Donald Trump is a very, animated speaker. When he speaks, he moves his head a lot. And one of the bullets grazed his ear, they said. 2 of them maybe, but there were a total from 2 to 3 shots that were fired. Now, the Democrats were pushing to have new legislation passed that would remove Donald Trump's Secret Service detail. Now, those of you who don't know, all former presidents keep their Secret Service detail for life, even after they are no longer in office. A lot of people don't know that. That's why they're always, when they go, on vacation, traveling around the world, doing speeches, outside of the political arena, they have their detail with them. All U.S. presidents, former presidents, keep their security detail, their Secret Service detail for life. But it's all starting to make sense now. They wanted to get convictions to pass against this man so they could title him a convicted criminal. So, whatever the title of the statutes recommend, so that they could remove, and that is one case where they can try to push to have details removed from Secret Service. Why would you want to have someone's Secret Service removed if he's not a threat? If this man wasn't running for office, I don't care what came about with these court proceedings. If Donald Trump was not running for office, they would have not tried to push to have this legislation passed, these Democrats. They would not have pushed to have this legislation passed. This man, the Democrats, the whole country knows that Donald Trump is going to win. Short of something like this or some God forbid something tragic happens. He's going to win. This man is so beloved. Whatever you think about him, people want to deny the fact that unemployment was at an all-time low when he was president. I'm not saying that he is a poster child for a Christian man, but I am saying is that Joe Biden put into effect several laws that a lot of Americans are not even privy to. One of which is he allows legislation to pass through to have your kid's gender changed. Without the parents' consent at a certain age, and then below that age, to have teachers and other adult officials that monitor kids to have them be able to have the right to tell them that they were born in the wrong body. If that's not demonic, I don't know what is. That's why they're trying to take this man out. I knew something like this was going to be brewing because the man is too popular. And when you're popular towards certain truths, not to say that you're an angel or you are the perfect human being, but when you have an opinion and a lifestyle and you're pushing for precedence of a certain truth against someone else's agenda, you're going to bring the heat. You're going to attract heat. That's all this is about. Like I said, former presidents have lifetime Secret Service protection. So they had to do some shady shit to try to take that away to allow something like this to happen. This is this was an assassination attempt. They say they don't know if they have anyone in custody, if this was just an angry, embittered, Democratic fan or whatever. But this was attempted murder. I don't care if you're playing around with a BB gun. You shooting something at a former president's head, that's attempted murder. And they're talking about, well, with the state of things being, this is a very volatile election. No, it's not volatile. It's a bunch of hate. They don't want the man to win. We got too many freaking soft men and hard, women in this day and age, and nobody wants to speak up and be a man and speak the truth because they're so freaking scared of being canceled. But this is, I saw this narrative being spun when I was listening to these people talk after the story broke, and my stomach turned. So what does this mean for security? Now, the five families, the powers that run everything, BlackRock and all that, whatever you have heard, it boils down to the media. They set things, and the power structure set things in motion to try to, like a chess game, to try to manipulate our lives so that human beings and companies make certain moves based on what's around us. So what does this mean for security? So if you have somebody threatening the president's life, then you can, in the future, say, you know what? We're going to put more pressing matters, more pressing laws into effect that will inhibit civilians from having handguns. Fuck your Fifth Amendment and all that. We're going to prohibit you from having handguns. Make it harder for people to protect their own families. That's the downside of something like this. Security, guns, privacy, personal privacy is like non-existent already. This is a step in the wrong direction because they're gonna we gotta monitor everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna be like. We gotta monitor everybody. So privacy is getting less and less. Street traffic cams. Your phones follow you around. There's a way to shut that off, but you guys want to know, just tap into my YouTube and we'll talk about that in another video. I don't know if you guys heard of DuckDuckGo. Google follows you around. Google reports everything you do to government-funded companies, online companies that are monitored by the federal government. Duck, D-U-C-K, DuckDuckGo. That's the alternative information a search engine as opposed to Google search. They don't follow you around, and that's where you'll find real truths at. Google has been compromised since COVID because there were a lot of truths that were listed as far as information to look up that was modified and altered because they didn't want people to know the truth about shots and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that enraging me about this, but guys, I'm gonna play this little clip for you. This is what happened about 15-20 minutes ago.
The presidency after a single 90-minute performance.
Mr. Trump suggesting without evidence that President Biden's poor debate performance was the culmination of a collapsing Democratic cover-up.
They are all co-conspirators in the sinister plot to defraud the American public about the cognitive abilities of the man in the Oval Office.
The former president faced questions about his own mental fitness from within his own party as recently as the GOP primary.
But when you're dealing with the pressures of a presidency, we can't have someone else that we question whether they're mentally fit to do this.
Mr. Trump previewing the platform he'll promote at next week's Republican convention.
And on day one, we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in the history of our country.
They don't want that. That's why they don't want this man to win.
Expected to come from a short list that includes Florida Senator Marco Rubio.
We know who our nominee is. He's going to be the next president of the United States, and his name is...
In a radio interview today, Mr. Trump said he was, quote, pretty well set on his VP selection, but might wait even until the convention opens next week to announce his choice, drawing out the drama for maximum political impact. Lester?
Begin this morning with the race for the White House and President...
That's what's going on, people. This is crazy. Everybody knows that after the debate, the presidential debate, that's the word I was looking for last time, guys, that Joe Biden not only lost, they are done. So what's the next What's the next course of action? To try to get something to discredit this man or take him out. That's all you can do. You're a bunch of puppets. This man, I'm not saying Donald Trump is a poster child for the perfect man, politician, but the thing is, there are certain evils that are specifically mentioned in the Bible that this man has signed legislation against Donald Trump when he was in office. Joe Biden, just one of the things that people don't even know, when the dollar bill totally fades out, the paper dollar, he already signed legislation, an executive order that I don't remember the number of, that will inhibit anyone from using money. They're going to phase it all the way out. All the other countries are already investing in gold and crypto and all this other stuff, blockchains, and they're building wealth. Africa, all of them. Switzerland, the US dollar is losing its value every month. And the thing is, cryptocurrency, digital currency is going to create a social scoring system, credit system, where you say something bad online that's true or bad to them, they could block you from buying groceries. They could shut off things electronically. That's why they want everybody to have electric cars. It has nothing to do with the environment. And cows and buffalo defecating the earth does not create negative carbon prints on the environment. It's actually very healthy because the stuff turns into methane gas and actually nourishes the soil and stuff like that. They want us in electric vehicles. They want technology to boost because it will have them with the ability with more control over each human being. That's what's going on. Wi-Fi signals from your cable company are going to be at 10K and stuff like that. All that radiation not only disrupts your lymphatic system, but it also gives them more control. Hell, 5 years ago, Samsung was making TVs where the camera was going the other way, where the TV can listen into your home. And there was a recall, and they were told to dismantle it, but they also gave out information to customers where you could go into the settings and turn it off. We invite these demons into our lives with our devices, with our technology. So as technology increases, it's going to be more and more demonic practices, guys. So just pray. We're in a state where we are experiencing a satanic, just, he's real, man. Anyone that doesn't believe in the Christ, in the Bible, you got to be a fool by now. We are living in a spiritual battle, political battle, and nothing is won through just push a button, drive here, go there, touch this button. It's all spiritual and it's all connections. The FDA is connected to the Food and Drug Administration, is connected to the pharmaceutical industry, it's connected to Hollywood, it's connected to the COD, connected to Secret Service, Black Lives Matter, it's all run by the secrets. It's all connected, guys. All of it. So, the last update I got was right before I came on to shoot this information to you guys. So hopefully President Trump, they said he's alive and they say he will definitely pull through. But he definitely had blood on his face and his ear that I know did not come from no fall, because he just huddled and collapsed his body like they're trained to do in the Secret Service. But isn't it ironic that he got shot at and the Democrats were pushing to have his Secret Service detail removed? Since he was a convicted felon. That felon status would deem you unable to maintain your Secret Service. Where it's up in the air, it's up to a judge, but that would be one easy way to eliminate a problem. And for them, Donald Trump is a problem. They don't want a man in place that's going to help, or put policies in place. I'm not saying Donald Trump is perfect, but they don't want a man that's going to put policies in place to at least try to begin to help humanity, turn things back around. Whatever you want to say. All this money to Ukraine, all these immigrants coming in, and these migrants, they're sucking up and absorbing all these billions and billions of dollars that our homeless right here in America need. So you can't tell me nothing about Donald Trump. You're saying, oh, he's evil, he's that, and he's racist. No, look what's happened under Biden's watch, stuff that he's allowed. You know other countries are suffering, but guess what? So are we. We got billions of freaking homeless people over here. Hospital understaffing and just low low level like housing and terrible food, just everything. We need to up our food levels, our nutrition scale, like Britain and Switzerland's. These blue zones that have this purified, beautiful water and land. We used to have that in America. We need that money over here. And that's what Donald Trump's about, to stop fucking outsourcing things to every damn thing and then making the American taxpayer pay more. That's what all this is about. We're at war. Got my dog chains on today. You guys, you make your decision, but you make sure you get down on your knees and ask God for discernment to put the best man in office out of these two options that we do have. But this is not a coincidence what happened today. God bless Donald Trump and everybody in America. Hope he pulls through. Tap into the channel, guys. Like, subscribe, follow, and share the content every week. On this channel, we cover fitness, nutrition, wellness, and topics like this. Thank you for listening and listening to me vent. And I'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you.